Hello there. Welcome. Well, today I want to discuss the conundrum of Thanksgiving. And I think it's a good one to discuss, especially in relation to John, because he and I would have discussed this at length afterward. And I think I would have needed his insights onto how to deal with it, because I can't really share this with Mother anymore. These are things that sort of elude her conversation now. So here's what happened. As always, I'm always happy to have people come, and I want them to bring potluck, bring the side that they want to bring. I make the main dishes, the meats, and I make bread, and I make potatoes, and I make gravy, and I make dressing, and I make a couple of pies, and I make the cranberry sauce that I forgot to put out, and nobody noticed it. So there's that. So it takes a lot of work to put on this, and it takes a lot of cooking. And so one of my cousins invited a friend along, which was fine, and it was a woman that had come before. We've had her as a guest before, so I assumed she knew the drill, and that was wonderful. And so I need to give you a little background information. This cousin of mine, she said, "Can I bring this friend?" And I'm like, "Of course, certainly, sure you can. Bring her." No problem. And since she'd come before, I thought she might understand that we have a system, and it's you bring one side dish. And so, and my house is old. The original house, which is the center of the house essentially, was built in 1898. So it's not like other houses. It's not set up for entertaining. I have to make arrangements for it. And for some reason, this woman brought enough food to feed everyone a second time. In fact, she brought more food than the 16 people who attended could have eaten. She brought an entree, she brought a starch, and she brought a dessert, all three. Now, the dessert would have been fine. Even the starch, even if she was going to go really far and do a starch. So what she did was, I think the name of the dessert was sega. It's tapioca pearls in coconut milk with mango. So that's a dessert. And then she brought rice. Okay. So a lot of Asian people, that's their staple. They have rice at every single meal, and I understand. I have a sister-in-law who's gluten intolerant, and so I make rice a lot, and I understand how it forms sort of the base, the carbohydrate base of the food, because, the main dish is not the meat, it really is this base, this starch base. And I wasn't planning to serve rice, and she would have known that, so it would have made sense if she decided to bring the rice. But she also brought a curry, which was a big crock pot full of a main entree. So the curry was in a crock pot, the sega was in a crock pot, and the rice was in a crock pot, all in separate crock pots. And she came in and she started bringing these dishes, and I'm like, and so she walked in to where the buffet table is and put her crock pots where the main dishes are supposed to go. She's been here before, and she's seen how I set up the buffet, and she sat her crock pot where the main dish was supposed to go. And I said, no. No. I'm the boss, and no. In fact, her 3 crock pots, she arranged them so they took up the entire buffet table. Other people hadn't even had a chance to put out their contributions, and she was taking up the table. Why? Why did she do that? Why? So I made her move her crock pots in where I could plug them in, because I live in an old house. The buffet table is a big round table in the middle of the dining room. There is no plug-in. So we plugged in the crock pots in the kitchen, and I told everybody to make sure they got some from the crock pots, Now, I didn't pay attention to how many people ate what. I didn't pay attention. I've tried to learn not to do that, because if you do that, then you get mad because they leave behind something that you made and it's upsetting. Okay. I'm all okay with that now. I just ignore it. Well, I don't know how much was eaten, but she also brought a hostess gift, and not a normal hostess gift. She brought a queen-size bed comforter. I don't even have any queen-size beds. I have double beds and twin beds. That's it. I am not a wealthy person, and she's, I don't know. So it got under my skin. It just got under my skin. Now, I think this was a test. And I think I failed. I was trying to be like John, to be just welcoming and loving and appreciative of whatever happened. And this woman did something that offended me. It offended me for her to bring an entire meal. Why? Why did it offend me? She brought more than enough. I always make more than enough. Why did it offend me? I don't know. Partly because it felt like she was saying, well, I know your food isn't any good, so I brought my own food. And the reason why I'm certain that that was what was going on, she brought a coffee thermos and didn't even drink the coffee I served. So, she didn't drink anything I served, and she brought enough food so that nobody would have had to have eaten anything that I served, or anybody else served for that matter. And I wasn't, thank you so much, it's so sweet of you. I wasn't like that. I was like, why did you do this? I think I failed the test. But why did she do this? The only one that wanted to have a fight for all of Thanksgiving was me. I wanted that woman to be able to speak English well enough to where I could say, what are you doing? Stop this. It's too much. So, number one, if you're going to a potluck and somebody says bring a side, bring a side. If you don't think you can eat the food that they're serving, pretend and eat mostly your side. That's fine. You can pretend to taste a little bit of what they bring you. You cannot believe the foods I've choked down in my life. I've choked down some pretty horrible dishes, okay? And been happy to do it. Well, not happy, but I've done it. So, yeah. Don't bring more than a side. And if you're going to bring more than a side, ask the hostess first. Or at least warn her, look, I want to bring a lot of stuff. So please set aside a little space for me. I'll need 3 places where I can plug in crock pots. I think I failed the test of being like John. I wasn't like John. John would have just been, hey, that's great. How much time did you spend on that? How did you make that? How is this prepared? What did you do? What's your recipe? That's how John would have been. And I was not like John. I was like me. Yeah. Miss John. But I also missed all of them. I miss Anola, I miss Grandma Jones, I miss Grandma McCollum. I miss Uncle Ben and Aunt Betty. I even miss Susie. She only came once. I miss Uncle Kenneth. He only came once. I missed Aunt Pat because she didn't get to come. I miss my dad. Maybe I read this poem where this poet was saying, maybe we're the ones that aren't, I don't know how did he put it, but it made me think about life and how we live it and how we react to our lives. And I think I've spent way too much time thinking about what's going to happen in the future or what happened in the past, and not spending enough time embracing the moment and trying to be thankful for it. I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to gracefully appreciate that woman's contribution. I hope I get the chance to make it up to her. And I hope you have a glorious rest of the day, you gorgeous people. I hope you see me again.